Man, Oda really knows how to deliver on these chapters before a long break. He gave us so much information to think about over the course of this time. New info, some info we already suspected gets confirmed. So let's just get into all of it. Make sure you leave a comment, and if you like the video, let YouTube know. Like it, man. Just drop a like. You don't check your likes anyway, so it don't even matter. And if you're feeling extra generous, hit the subscribe button and notification bell while you're down there. Now, we opened up the chapter by seeing Wapol, Vivi, Sabo, and Bonnie stowed away on their respective ships, and Wapol made a call to Big News Morgans, which is how he and Vivi ended up with him. Kind of uneventful. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be a super big thing, but it was as simple as Morgans was a phone call away. Let's get into the first layer of this beautiful information-filled iceberg. So we check back in with the Gorosei, and they're discussing someone who seems to always be surrounded by those that bear the name D. It could be Sabo. I was thinking it was Cobra because they just killed him and all, but I don't think it is. I think it might be Sabo because Dragon and Luffy and Cobra. So that's my assumption, but obviously I'm not exactly sure who they're talking about. Their conversation is interrupted by the almighty Emu, who wants to test out Vegapunk's weapon, the Mother Flame. So this weapon that we thought may have been an ancient weapon is actually made by Vegapunk, which is a wild revelation. I'm gonna skip to later in the chapter to talk about this part right here. When Sabo tells Eva and Dragon about everything that went on, Eva and Dragon are both very sure that Vegapunk would not create a weapon specifically dedicated to killing. Now, Ivankov suggests that it could be an ancient weapon, so here are my thoughts. There's two options the way I see it. Either this really is a weapon that a Vegapunk or the Vegapunk made based on the design of an ancient weapon, or option two, Vegapunk made this thinking it could be the infinite energy source, but it turned out to be a very destructive weapon. And the reason why I think that could be the case is because maybe Oda is trying to draw a real life parallel with Einstein and Oppenheimer with the nuclear bomb thing. I mean, I'm not too clear on it. I know there's a movie coming out about Oppenheimer, but just from what I've heard, I believe Einstein was doing the research that led to us being able to make nuclear bombs, so it could be something like that. Back to the Gorosei. In this chapter, we find out all of their names and titles, which I did not expect at all. Like last chapter, we just saw their Devil Fruit Zone hybrid. Well, we didn't see it, but we saw the like silhouette confirming their combatants. And this chapter only fuels that even more. Like there's no more questioning whether or not the Gorosei are fighters. Their names and titles from right to left are Saint J. Garcia Saturn, the Defense Science Warrior God, Saint Marcus Mars, the Environmental Warrior God, Saint Topman Valkyrie, the Justice Warrior God, Saint Ethan Baron V. Nusjuro, the Finance Warrior God, and Saint Shepherd Jupiter, the Agricultural Warrior God. Now, as I like all of their names pretty much, I just was not expecting Samurai Gandhi to be an Ethan. That throws me off a lot. But I mean, Saint Nusjuro or Nusjuro, however you say it. I think that sounds a lot cooler than Ethan, so I will probably just call it that. But before we cut away from the Gorosei and Emu and all that, Emu leaves them with one last demand, and that is to retrieve Vivi. So the hunt is on. My theory and many others is that Emu was probably in love with Queen Lily or had some type of connection to her, which is why he has the picture of Vivi in the room with him. So it could be he wants to find her because of that whole thing, or there could be another reason. I don't know. But bro, the Marines cannot catch a break, and I feel so bad for them, man. There is just way too much going on in the world right now. Like, kingdoms are rebelling left and right, and of course you got these crazy ass pirates doing their crazy ass pirate things. But since there is so much going on, they need all hands on deck, and those hands include the Seraphim, and we finally get to see S. Croc, S. Mingo, and S. Gecko. Now, their names weren't revealed, but that's just what I assumed them to be. So once we finally get that reveal, I don't know if I was right or not. I have to give Oda props. He actually killed those people on Lelousia. I thought that everyone on the ship with Sabo was all the citizens of Lelousia. I thought we were gonna, do one of the One Piece things, but Oda did not do the One Piece things. He actually acknowledged that the people with Sabo were just a lucky few, and they had family, and they watched them get destroyed by that weapon. So adding them to the ranks of the revolutionaries only makes sense. And shout out to Oda for actually killing those people. Something that kind of gets confirmed, kind of does not get confirmed this chapter, is our theory about Imu. So 800 years ago, there was someone named Saint Imu Nerona, which in my mind pretty much confirms that Ivankov's theory and the community theory about the eternal youth surgery being used on Imu is correct. The final and most satisfying reveal of the chapter for me personally is that there is a man named Saint Figureland Garling who used to rule over God Valley, and of course now he is a God Knight. Now I have been saying for a while that Shanks was a celestial dragon, and I have finally been validated, and it feels so great. It was the only thing that made sense, because why else would he be able to meet with the Gorosei? Now I know that's not a big W to some people. They're like, bro, we all knew that, we could all assume that. But there was people pushing back on me. They were like, oh, it'd be too similar to Doflamingo, like la la. And then once we found out his name was Figureland, that even just fueled my fire even more. And then we knew for sure he came from God Valley. So it just all made sense, y'all. Like, it's a W for all of us, to be honest. But me personally, I just feel even happier about it. But anyways, I hope that Oda's surgery and recovery goes off perfect without a hitch. He needs this surgery. He deserves a break. He worked so hard for us, and we will be very patiently waiting for the next chapter, right guys? Very patiently waiting? No, I'm just kidding. We're going to be very impatient. But if you made it this far into the video, which if you did, I'm very shocked. Thank you so much. Please drop a like, drop a comment. Make sure to let YouTube know you like the content, you want to see more of it. And again, if you are feeling oh so generous, if you want to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, it would be greatly appreciated. It has been your boy Dougie D Fresh, and I'm out. Peace.